Hi, it's Congresswoman Jan Schakowsky, and I'm back today with my Pans and Plans. Videographer Bob, my husband, is helping do this. And I am in our upstairs office. Actually, Bob is using the office more. I've been down more at the dining room table, Zooming a lot this week. It's been a very frustrating week. You know, the $2 trillion relief program, that's how much we all voted to allow, had many good programs in it, really well-designed programs. The problem has been execution that so many people have been trying to get. For example, the Economic Injury Disaster Loan, which is for small businesses and was actually supposed to go up to $2 million. And those people who applied for that and knew that they'd have to wait a while. It was through the Small Business Administration. There was the Emergency Economic Injury Grant Program that was supposed to do within 3 days, $10,000 should come to you. Well, both of those programs have been so difficult to access. Although we've heard, one study said almost half of the small businesses applied for that first economic injury grant loan, about 4% have seen an answer. And when it comes to the $10,000, well, now it's up to $10,000, not $10,000 for sure, so you don't know exactly what is coming. And then there is the Paycheck Protection Program. Really a great program on paper, that you would be able to get money from this program, a loan that would turn into a grant as long as you kept your employees on the payroll. You could use it for overhead, you could pay your rent, and you could pay your utility bills, but you also had to pay your employees. And as a small business, you could apply for it. Well, that application process was so difficult. This has now been 10 days, for example, since my son, a small businessman, he has 8 employees for his small business, and first of all, getting through to the banks. This was not done by the Small Business Administration. It was done only through the banks. Almost impossible to get through. This was really a program that favored people who have really sophisticated relationships with a bank. They may be good customers of that bank, which is a precious small group of Americans, really. Some people aren't banked at all, and those people were not able to access the program. Well, I'll tell you, my son has not heard back, other than we received your application and we will get back to you. And guess what? The program is already out of money. And so we need to replenish it, and there are negotiations going on right as we speak. The leadership in the House and in the Senate is discussing that. Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer for the Democrats, Mitch McConnell in the House leadership, they're negotiating right now, and we want to make sure that these loans, these grants, turn into grants, are available to all small businesses, sophisticated, or just your neighborhood 7-Eleven, whoever it is, should be able to apply. And then there is the IRS Stimulus money. And I know some of you have gotten it, thank goodness. The $1,200 per adult and $500 per child. And by the way, that's for as many children as you may have. You get that $500 if they're minors. And so some of you have not gotten it. If you have direct deposit, that makes it easier. But then people who don't have direct deposit, who may not have filed income taxes this year or last year. So I just want to suggest that you go to their website, irs.gov, G-O-V, slash coronavirus. And there's a portal there that should help you get it. But it's been far too complicated to get that. People have been awaiting that check, and we're now, well into April, and it still hasn't happened. So the question is, who's getting money? And I just came across a couple of articles. One says, hedge fund managers claim bailouts as small businesses. So you've got millionaires who are asking for the money. We know that some of the billionaires actually have asked for the money. Imagine. And then you've got a headline that says, the Trump administration paid a bankrupt company with 0 employees $55 million for N95 masks. Those are the good masks that when you're a frontline healthcare worker, N95 masks, which it's never manufactured before. This is a bakery. It is not a company that makes masks. And the very idea that some sort of a contract was given to them. Now, I am for the federal government using the Production Act to make sure that things are created. But who is getting those grants, and are they equipped to actually make the products that we need? This one, $55 million, they have never made a mask before. So this has been really tough. The other thing I wanted to mention to you, you know from the very beginning that Nancy Pelosi, our speaker, when talking about the coronavirus pandemic, has said what we need: testing, testing, and testing. If we're going to end this, if people are going to be able to get back to work, we're able to open up the country as the President of the United States says. It's certainly not going to be all at once, even though he'd like it that way. Then we have to know the scope of the problem. How many people are sick? How many people are not sick but do carry the virus and can pass it on? So we need testing. And you know where they have to start? In nursing homes. I have lots of nursing homes in my district, and I am hearing about deaths. And I'm so fearful that that is going to spread within those nursing homes, really within any congregate setting where people have to live close to each other, but especially our frail elderly. And so testing, testing, testing. I think that the federal government ought to, that's something they should ask manufacturers to produce, is the test. And then we should do systematic testing so that we have a sense of how endangered are we as Americans to the coronavirus. So we have a lot of work to do. There's negotiations, as I've said, going on for more relief to make it come quickly to you and in a much easier fashion. And hopefully by next week we'll see some progress and some of the frustration that I know that you're experiencing will be lessened. I want to mention one more thing, and that's unemployment insurance. Some people who have been in the pool before, been able to apply for unemployment or been in a situation where they could, that's happening now in the state of Illinois. What's been tough is that no system in the various states has really been developed for contract workers, for gig workers, for self-employed people. So that's been another very big frustration. The state of Illinois, and I think our Governor Pritzker has been doing a great job, is working very hard to stand up a program for those other workers, for you who have been waiting for some unemployment. We're working hard on it. We're going to continue to do it. I'm with you all the way. Thanks. I'll see you next week. Thank you for watching my video. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, where my handle is @Jan Schakowsky.